Your turn.
Welcome to Double Talk, and I guess this is the Halloween edition.
Yes, you probably can tell that. Very good to see you. This is Philip Hernandez over there. Hey, Phil. And I'm Michael Mandel with the talking eyes. Oh.
Hello, Michael Mandel's eyes. How are you doing today?
Actually, my vision is a lot better with these eyes. Good to see everybody. And, chomp the bit. Here I am. You know, next time remind me, don't put it on with a nail.
Right there.
Don't use the nail.
No, those tend to go a little
hurts.
deep.
I know it's Halloween.
Ooh.
Yes. This is our special Halloween show. You're doing something really special this weekend. You opened last night, Friday, right?
Yes. Last night was our first night.
Last night, Friday. Yes.
Yes. So what I'm doing is my event. It's a Halloween festival, but the event has very unique components to it. The first part is a original book that we wrote, my team and I.
Oh, and you want to show that?
I do. I have it right here. Yes. Michael's grabbing it, so there we go.
We'll do it here. Whoa.
Look at that. And you can kind of flip through it a little bit, show them a little bit of it.
It's got visuals.
Yes. 82 pages, 23 illustrations. It's all done, illustrated by students in the area.
There we go. Oh, look, it's a dress.
Look at that.
With nobody in it.
So we have a book, and then we made a little mini series that each chapter, each new episode of the mini series corresponds to a chapter in the book there, and you can watch the first chapter on our website, of course. And so the third section of this, is you can read it, you can watch it, and then you can become the main character.
How does that work?
Well, we turn you into a princess.
Well,
you know. But so we're essentially, it's a haunted house, and it plays a little on the darker elements. But you see elements of our story along with darker elements of fairy tales. So we have a little bit of some stuff from the darker Cinderella in there, and the darker elements of the original Red Riding Hood, which I'm not going to go into because this is a
there's a
TV
lot of
show
entrails and stuff, right? Or people's guts.
Yeah, a little bit of cannibalism in there.
A little cannibalism, just a little bit?
Just a well, there's kind of a lot.
I mean, just nibbling on somebody's neck, right?
No.
Nibble on your neck.
Vampires are mild compared to this. I'm just saying.
That's good. But did you say where this is going to be? Because I was flipping through your book while this was going on. So it's going to be.
Since this is Double Talk, I brought all of our newspaper articles, so I can show off. And so if you remember us from the Sun Life article. Here we are in the Sun Life. And then we have the Arts and Entertainment section here for last week's Bulletin Art and Entertainment, this us Lamb Enchantment. So we're open, we opened yesterday, and we're going to be open up until Halloween night.
At the famous Ramada,
yes.
Which is going to be in the place that that nightclub used to be.
Yes, Passion's out of there, and we're in, and we're excited to be in that space. And the Ramada Palms at 201 East University.
Well, hopefully everybody knows where that is. The corner of University and
Valley.
Right
across from the Whataburger there, and across from the university. Very nice location.
The indoors is. I heard that they kept the same furniture from the nightclub, Passion. Is that true? Those crazy white couches with those seats?
And just while we're on it, why would you choose white for a lounge like that? Because imagine, you spill one
little
thing
bit
on
of
them,
wine.
it's already done. It's just bad.
Paisley would have been better. Paisley, or perhaps monster color,
like a Frankenstein
green
maybe.
slimy thing would be good.
I still feel like you'd see something off.
Well, I think that place still has some sort of potential, which it hasn't reached, because it would have been cool. Are you guys is the bar gonna be open there? Or
the bar's not gonna be open. We're actually taking the whole space, and we're redoing the whole space. Actually, you enter in, and the first thing you see is Snow White's crystal casket, and you see the man in the mirror.
Really?
And yes, because she's already she's not dead, but she's had her curse.
Animated suspension.
Yeah, and then you go into the storybook, so you'll meet Hansel and Gretel, and hopefully escape from the witch's grasp.
Hopefully. Did you say hopefully? I mean, is there the threat of actually ending up your life at the Ramada, perhaps?
There always is a little bit.
Like so many politicians might have done.
Yes, yeah. I actually.
I'm just playing with this.
We have an entry counter and so a guy at the entry that counts and a guy at the exit that counts to make sure they match. Last year, some of the numbers were off a little bit. I'm not really sure.
Were they?
Where those people went.
As you walk in, do they take your blood pressure to see if you're capable of going in? Because if you go in with high blood pressure, you know, you could have a coronary.
Oh yeah,
right? Because it'd be so scary.
Or if you have a PTSD.
I know. I'd have a coronary if I were pregnant. I know that. PTSD.
So you just want to be careful with these, right?
Look at that. Oh, see if she can push that cube across the screen. Push it. She's pushing. She's pushing.
Excellent. So we're also going to have entertainment. We're going to have
better than this, maybe.
Maybe. I think we're pretty good though.
Yeah.
I mean, why wouldn't people want to watch this show, right?
I know you have a pumpkin belly.
You essentially, right? You could email your complaints about this show to me, and I could. No, I'm kidding.
Is that it? That's
the website.
I never know where to. www.LOELC, which is Land of Enchantment
in Las Cruces.
Las Cruces.
Yep.
I hate acronyms that look like they say something else. Like that looks like low electric.
Low electric.
Yes, but that's an easy way to remember it. Land of Enchantment.
Yes, I wanted to go with a short thing there.
It's like the whole enchilada festival. That has a ridiculous thing. W starts with a W.
A few things start with a W. Just
only a few.
Only a few.
Yes. Anyway, so this is pretty good. There are a lot of things going on this week to compete with you. I mean, we're at the peak night, Saturday, the most exciting thing. I think your thing seems like, and I look through the papers religiously. I'm not a very religious person, so it didn't take a lot of work. But your thing seems like a mega, multimedia, all-encompassing hit that I believe everyone should stop by.
And the most important thing to remember about this is that it's free, entirely free. The entry into the house is free. The entertainment is free. We're going to be screening some of the films that we got this year sent for the festival that we had to cancel because we had too short of them. But we will be showing the ones we did get on the screen outside. Travis Manning is coming to perform along with the Vita band that did that benefit. And Rival Cheer, actually Rival Performing Dance, a new group. They're coming and they're going to be doing songs out there.
Rival Performing?
Yes, Rival Performing Dance.
Are they from here?
They are.
Anybody we know from some other groups maybe put together? Do you know?
Well, actually, one of my students from the college is in the group. Yeah.
What does he play? Grades or something? He tries to play you for grades? Is that his...
Well, he is getting extra credit. I'm just going to put that out there.
No, you can't just give extra credit. Free, and that sounds like an amazing lineup. What time does it start? And
you can go on the website. We have slightly different hours every night, but basically, if it's dark, we're going to be running, and we run to 10 p.m. on the school nights, and then midnight on Halloween, and we'll be going. Some other events. We're partnered with the Zombie Walk, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You wanted us to make ourselves look like zombies, and I think the way he did his white balance, we do look like zombies. Don't you think? No, not quite.
Use a little more, maybe some gashes.
Right.
I'm not quite festering yet.
You're not?
Maybe I'm a new zombie.
I'm just going to move over here. When you start to fester. Fester was the name of the guy from the Addams Family, I think.
I love Fester.
That's right, Fester.
I loved Fester.
Yeah, he was a fun guy.
He was my favorite character. So the Zombie Walk you can actually catch today from 6 to 8 p.m. on Main Street.
Yeah, I'm going to
And then tomorrow you can go to this Fall Community Carnival. Yes, Sunday, tomorrow.
Okay. I just want to get my day straight. Yes.
Yeah, I don't want anyone to be confused.
Yeah.
So you can go to this carnival. This carnival is also free. So is the Zombie Walk. There's lots of free things.
So where's that carnival?
It's at
can't read that.
Apodaca Park.
Apodaca
Park, and it is from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. And you know what's convenient about all these events? You can find the information on the website. So
your website.
Exactly. So you can go there and you can find out all information about all of the events we're partnered with on there as well.
Are you going to keep that website up after Halloween? Is it going to be the site of your nexus of activity? Is that what you're
No, actually, next year, we already have
a different name?
Yes, a different name.
Are you going to change your letters?
I know. It's actually, next year is called The Harvesting.
Harvesting.
Did it give you goosebumps? Because it should have.
I know, because isn't there scary movies, The Harvest, or
Actually,
or the scaring?
There's one called The Harvest. There's nothing called The Harvesting. That's why we chose it.
But
it's like the act of harvesting.
Yes, chopping down people. There's a very funny song in Islanthe by Gilbert and Sullivan where people plant they plant produce makers, and they get produce out of them. Are you going to say something here?
Excellent.
And they plant greengrocers, and they get people who make pineapples. So then you could harvest those people and have the food.
Excellent. That was a very interesting story.
Yeah, you didn't get that story, but it was the harvesting.
The harvesting, and actually next year we're going to try and do a graphic novel. We're going to write.
Is this going to be organic?
Sure.
Good. Organic harvesting, where you harvest organs.
Yes, exactly. So I also want to mention the fairy tale ball. I know, right?
Yes.
Put on by Southern Mexico Pride at the Alameda House, and that's also this evening, and it starts at 8 p.m.
Oh, that's in the middle of town.
It's
right?
true, yeah.
House,
it's right down here. So actually today you have my event, you have the zombie walk, and you have the fairy tale ball, and you can get all information on our website about all those events.
Okay, well, I think I have to leave. I have like 3 different things to go
to. I know, we got to get going.
We better move it. You know, they call it around here, they're having a fall festival. But you can't say Halloween for Fall Festival, just as you're not supposed to say Merry Christmas for Winter Festival or Winter Holiday. So some people, pick and choose your holidays, which ones are, kosher, let's say,
which ones, suit your diet.
Yes, which ones.
Is that a preference or a need?
Preference, I believe. If it was a need, we'd die without that. Let us. We might as well kill this half of the show with more Halloween stuff. So you told about the
about the
Alameda House, the thing on Main Street.
Yeah, the zombie walk.
The zombie walk.
The fairy tale ball. The Alameda House.
That sounds.
And the 2012 Fall Community Carnival.
And everything you're supposed to be wearing costumes to, right? Or if you
the zombie walk, you have to. There are rules for a zombie walk.
Really?
Yes.
Physical fitness, you have to not go to the gym for a couple of months?
No, I think that part's optional, but you can, you only can communicate in zombie lingo.
You know what? Can we get some zombie lingo as subtitles so that zombies can understand what we're talking about? Just
they'll understand, yeah. So zombie lingo, you have to be dressed as a zombie. You have to lurch or crawl or kind of just
I do that
scoot
normally.
Your way along.
I do that around the house when I wake up. It just kind
of happens like that.
So that is, if you have to have one costume, choose the zombie costume, then you're acceptable any place else except in the Alameda House, which I think you're going to be dancing in.
The fairy tale, yeah.
You're going to be dancing.
One more thing I want to mention on this, we will have some of our characters from the book, which is also from the movie, that will be down there. And if you'd like to pick up your copy of the book for $10.
Large Red Riding Hood?
Yes, real Red Riding Hood, and the Wolf and Prince Charming. And you can have them autograph your book or your T-shirt, which I'm actually wearing.
And is that book suitable for children under
Yes, this is a happy ending. Your experience in our house may not be a happy ending, but this is a happy ending.
So I hear you promising happy endings. You probably shouldn't. They just got busted in El Paso for that. So
oh God,
they did. So we better. I think is it time to take a break? We need a cue here. So we're going to take a break, and we're going to start on more topics that are not as relevant, but perhaps relevant to the Las Cruces community
as a whole.
As a whole, what?
A whole community.
A whole community. I thought a whole, like a big gap.
Like there's just...
Okay.
Welcome to La Buena Vida Women's Club, located away from the crowds but close to home. Come in throughout the day for Jazzercise, the world's dance fitness leader for nearly 40 years. Treat yourself to a relaxing massage, or unwind in the lounge area or outside on the balcony with friends. La Buena Vida Women's Club, located and designed with women in mind. For information, call Diane at 650-9721.
Hi, you found us on Channel 98. Keep watching because we have so much in store for you. We want to grow together. Your channel, local and real.
Fiesta Motors. Come and see us today and discover why our service is second to none. In business for over 17 years, we have the right car for you. When you buy a vehicle from Fiesta Motors, we do everything possible to ensure your satisfaction. Located at the corner of El Paseo and Main. See you there. Celebrate Fiesta Motors, where buying a car is always a celebration.
Welcome back to Double Talk with Michael Mandel and
I
Philip Hernandez. You're wearing your shirt from Land of Enchantment.
I am. I don't know where my pumpkin went. He got stolen.
I got very hungry during the break because it lasts for so long. So I just needed some.
And that zombie talk.
Some
anyway.
pumpkin. The zombie talk. We're going to talk about another thing that's almost as scary as Halloween,
goodness.
which is voting. You know, we try to stay nonpartisan, even though we know we're not. But right now, we're going to go over the thing that you're going to be surprised about in the election. Everybody is campaigning for themselves. There's a guy with a blue yarmulke.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about the amendments. There's 5 amendments to the state constitution. So don't worry, you're not going to have to vote on whether or not you're able to carry firearms, because that's not one of the amendments.
Right to bear arms?
Yes. Or arm bears. I know that you like that one. So we'll go through them slowly. The first one, what is the first one? Judges. There's a panel. We have to read this. I can't even
I didn't
remember.
even see this one.
See, this is it's just like ridiculous. This is the First Amendment is a proposal to include a municipal judge and an additional citizen who is neither judge nor attorney to the Judicial Standards Commission. There's already 11 people on the commission. Why wouldn't there have been, a judge on that, a municipal judge? And why municipal judges, I don't think, need to have law degrees, but I think it's pretty good if you're doing something with law. What do you think? Law degree?
I work at a law office, but I don't understand any of this. I don't.
Are you one of those paraplegics?
Paralegals. I was like, Oh no, I had to check.
You had a pair of legals?
Yeah. Oh no. I go to all these courts, but the only thing I can surmise is that it's to keep that element of the impartial nature, right? A citizen who is neither a judge nor an attorney.
But the question is impartiality have something to do with also being naive and stupid? Which
kind of, I think, ties to the second one.
Do you think so? Okay.
A little bit.
Well, we're not going to give you any feedback on one. These things.
If you have feedback, though, you could give it to us.
That's right. Well, we could give you feedback. These voters' guides are all over the city. Pick it up. There's pros and cons. The cons are, you better watch out if there's cons, because they'll steal your wallet. But take a look at the pros and cons here. It's an interesting thing whether a panel should move to 13 people. Could you imagine having a panel with even more than 3 people?
It's a big jump. Moving 2 people. Actually, for a panel that size, it's a big jump.
That's really a lot of people. You might as well have an entire Senate.
Increase, yeah.
It is 20%.
Yeah. So
that's a lot of people to add. So you can consider, is it worth adding more people to do a task that most people think is partially irrelevant? The other three more of the constitutional amendments all have to deal with the
Public Relations Commission.
Actually, Public Regulations.
Oh, yes.
Public Regulation Commission.
PRC.
Who they take care of all the utility hikes and stuff like that. So right now, the First Amendment is to make sure that everybody on that commission does have some sort of qualification to be on the commission, rather than somebody like me.
Or someone who's 18 years old, not a convicted felon, and registered to vote.
Which is the people in this room.
Most of, yeah.
So, well, they will be 18.
Eventually.
Right.
Hopefully they'll register to
It might
vote.
be good to know something about what you're doing. If we, PRC has always had a lot of bad press because they do things and people question them. But I think if you had some trained people there, that would come less under fire.
Well, and they have a lot of influence. I mean,
What has your experience been with the PRC?
Well, I work a lot with nonprofits
Uh-huh.
and with establishing them and whatnot, and you have to go through PRC to do your reports and to get your registration done, and they evaluate your standards and what you write and whatnot. So, I mean, I had to call PRC the other, last month to file a first report,
Yeah.
and it's one of those things where I call them and you get, hello, hello, I'm looking for information on filing. Well, I don't really know. I think you go to the website and do it. Okay, but what
I'm not
what
supposed to
is
be doing
it
the
or
person
things
on the
like
phone,
that.
right? I'm not supposed to be the person you're talking to.
You could though,
because I didn't know my lines, and I don't think that guy knew his lines either, right?
No,
He
no,
didn't.
and see that's the
I could,
point.
yeah.
So I felt like I was talking to an 18-year-old who hopefully was not a convicted felon and ideally is registered to vote in the state of New Mexico.
So, I mean, it's an important part of the workings of the state, and therefore people who are there should have some kind of qualification.
So my stance on this is, yes, they need to have some qualifications. Of course, it was saying in here some of the arguments against it was the people wouldn't actually get to vote what those qualifications would be. So
that makes it kind of shifty, right?
it does, but I feel like this is one of those instances in which that's somebody just saying,
You have to
just
take a
putting
step,
something out
take
there.
a step to make them more qualified than they are. And the other two, after that, Constitution Amendment number 3 and number 4, have to deal with the venue, how much they
transfer the
what kind
responsibility
power
of chartering
they have.
corporations.
Yes, and some other thing. And those things, I think, if you had capable people, they might be able to handle it.
Yeah, they all seem to be connected to each
Yeah,
other. I
it
mean,
seems
I think
connected.
the overall problem here is PRC, full of people don't know what they're doing, equal we have lots of problems.
Yes, so
So if we can fix that equation somehow.
vote whatever on number 2 and number 3 and 4 fall into place. Number 5, final one, is whether the public defender should be under the rule of Susana Martinez, the governor, or any governor, or should have a special somebody else which has more continuity running them. It's kind of odd because Susana Martinez used to be the district attorney. The district attorney's natural enemy is, and it is enemy because they're fighting each other in court, district attorney fights the public defenders. Therefore, if you have a DA who is the governor who appoints the district attorney, right there you have a conflict of interest. Anything else? You want to move on?
Yes.
Do we share all the pictures? I wasn't even watching. I was watching him because I like that talk that you had with the Public Regulation Commission. The Santa Teresa Country Club
what
was
happened with them?
sold on Wednesday at an auction. They had the clubhouse. I was thinking of buying it.
Let's just.
Yeah, it was
let's
called on
just-
Wednesday, right?
Let's just think of how that went in the auction room. Next up, and they have a portrait, right? Maybe a nice mirror. Next up, a country club.
Yes. Do I hear $3 million? No.
How much was it sold for? Do we know?
I don't know yet. I'm sure it was in the papers 2 days ago or a day ago. Hopefully it was sold. Here's what I find that's funny about that, because what was supposed to go up for auction as well was a church that didn't pay their taxes, because churches aren't supposed to pay taxes, so they didn't. But they never filed to not pay
tax
taxes.
exempt.
But this is the same church that had the same problem pretty much a year or two ago, and that never got solved. So let's make sure you, church, you're registered so you don't pay taxes for next time. Plan ahead.
And then you'll somewhere in there will have to deal with the PRC. So
The PRC, yes.
so maybe
So vote correctly, and you may not have to go on the auction block again. Let's quickly go to the Magellan Dragon that Bob Divin has generously donated
that was
and
Bob
made.
Divin?
He did that in 1990.
oh good Lord.
And it's been hanging around there for the last, I guess, 21 years. This would have been the 22nd year had it not started to fall apart. The neck is falling apart. So it is going to be
Loose neck syndrome.
in a medical tent on the side of the lake this year at the Renaissance Fair.
Very nice.
And they're going to be taking donations to either have it fixed
In a medical tent.
in a medical tent. bring your Band-Aids, everybody, and that'll do it. Which is sort of like the other tradition we had, which was Roberto's enchilada, which was a great sea of tomato sauce with little islets of cheese flickered over its surface, being buoyed by chopped onions.
I like that
That's
description.
very poetic.
It's very poetic.
But we can't do that anymore because we need a new thing. Luckily, somebody beat him last year. Mexico City beat him with the largest linear. What a way to do it. Linear. You get a lot more length.
That's true. That's a really good idea.
I know. Maybe we should do it that way. And do that. Everybody could bring little Bunsen burners.
That would be a good suggestion.
And what else do we have here? So that's gone.
Can we?
What would you like to talk about next? Choose your topic.
I know you know the topic I want to talk about.
Okay, we'll go through the coyote contest. The coyote contest that was being run out of Albuquerque from Caliber Gun Shop. Put a picture of Wiley. There he is, a Wiley Coyote. Poor guy.
And the next one is Wiley on the weekends.
Yes.
Right?
Well, what happened with him is the only way he has to fight back is dropping a piano on your head. Piano's hard to go. So now that's
his rage. Okay. Anyway, so
yes. Talk about elections. We have a great election poster. You know, people put election posters up. This was instead of there's one against Obama in town, which is really obnoxious. But this is equally sweet here.
I'm not even sure I can read that on this show.
You can if you just read the letters given to you, which is elect Richard Cox for state representative. And I think it says let the Dick resent, because we know Dick is a nickname for Richard, whether he wants it or not. And that is not a real candidate, but somebody put it up. I believe it was on Binz's land and was made to take it down. So therefore, that was the big high point of the election.
So that's not actually their election campaign.
No, that's not true. There is no. Well, there's probably somebody named Richard Cox, but he's probably undercover until he goes to the bathroom.
Until this whole thing blows over.
Yes.
So we move past election time, right?
Yes, yes. We'll shoot on to the next topic, which is Main Street, which
has been closed for a very long time.
That's what if you want to know what Main Street looks like, that's what you're used to. It will soon be open. I believe, yeah. It'll be open on November 17th, perhaps. There'll probably be a parade. So then I think
there's always a parade.
We're going to have 2 traffic circles instead of just the one.
As if the one isn't causing enough problems.
We should check for next show to see how many traffic incidents
issues have come up.
Yes.
Have you watched the slow progression of signs being added? I remember originally there was just a yield sign. Now there's more yield signs, and there's actually instructions now.
You know, it's like drug testing. You know, you test on a few people, then you bring it out to the public, and then you still find out that there's something wrong. So I think we're getting near the end of our
show
half hour.
Well,
are we getting near there?
We are. It's a wrap. Yeah, it's.
I just want to thank you for coming on and talking about the weekend events that you are providing. My entire weekend schedule is going to be provided by
Excellent.
you.
Good.
So thank you. Next week, we've been playing this for a while. Hopefully we will have a salsa tasting. And I want to thank Philip. And
always a pleasure.
Go see his show at the Ramada tonight.
Yes.